Murdoch. I'm coming to get you.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last? I lied. Get off my plane.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
John, I'm not gonna shoot you between the eyes. Shoot you between the balls.
The disease. And I'm the cure.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent. There can be only one.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Yippee-ki-yay. I'm going to kill them all, sir.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Gimme Back My Action Movies, the podcast. I am one of your holly jolly hosts, Charlie. With me, as always, is my elf with the most, Nate. Say hello to the people, Nate.
It's me, Nate.
That's almost how you actually sound right now.
How I sound when I don't do my radio voice.
Yeah, I also have sick Nate, too, so, you know.
Yeah,
Nate's
that's the
voice...
fun part. So you were sick through like October and November.
2 months.
Somehow, virtually, you gave it to me.
That's called a computer virus. That's how that works. You know, when you open up all those links I send you, you know.
I didn't lick McAfee hard enough.
You didn't. Yeah, somehow I was sick for an entire 2 months.
And I was like, you know what? I can't bitch out and like say, can we postpone a day or two? Because you did it. And you would never let me hear the end of it. Though if we would have done this the day I lost my voice, I'd be like, it's literally not possible.
I would have figured it out. I would have just explained to everyone what Nate was doing at the time.
We could have Stephen Hawking's me.
There you go.
I would just type everything that I'm wanting to say.
Some kind of Google Translate into it.
I don't think that's an offensive joke. I don't
think so. You think you worry?
It's technology that was really useful and needed.
You worry way too much about that stuff. I think it's totally fine. People know what they're getting at this show. And knowing about what we get with this show, we are covering a Christmas movie because it is December. This is coming out 5 days before Christmas. And like last year, we had talked about not doing the generic, the expected. We did it anyway, and we covered Die Hard last year. So that just means, yep, we're doing Die Hard 2 this year.
We are. It was one of those, like, not even, like, it was like, all right, Die Hard 2, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, it was never like, so what are we covering? Nope. It was, so we're doing Die Hard 2, right?
It just makes sense. And then also, there's a little theme to this month that Die Hard 2 kicks off.
And this wasn't planned as much as you look at it and go, this had to be planned, guys. It wasn't. We just started going and picking movies and noticed there was an underlying theme. So basically, the end of 2022 is going to be the it's not even a month. It's like half a month and another month of the sequels.
Yes. So we are ending the year and basically ending the second year of the podcast on nothing but sequels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until we get to January with Charlie's birthday month.
Yeah. My birthday month, halfway through my birthday month. So yes. This takes us through the new year of ringing out and bringing in the 20s. So it's all the sequels. So
whether or not those sequels are better than the original, you'll have to tune in and find out.
That's right. Everyone's open to their own opinion. Just like the sequel we're covering, which is Die Hard 2. Is it better than the original? Is it just as Christmassy as the original?
No.
I love how Nate's answering all the questions as we go. We don't get to postulate on whether or not it is. Nate's already like, no.
Is this Nate's like second least favorite Die Hard? Yeah.
Wow. Are you counting all the way up to number 5?
Yeah, 5 is my least favorite. Is that Good Day?
Yeah, that's with Jai Courtney with his son.
You know what? There was a period where Hollywood really wanted us to like Jai Courtney to be like
They
the next
really
leading man.
did.
They threw him in Die Hard. They threw him in
Terminator.
Terminator. I feel like there was something else. I don't like this dude. Get rid of him.
He was like a
I'm
secondary.
sorry.
He was like a secondary henchman in Jack Reacher. There is just like Jai Courtney all over the place, and then it's like, nah, I'm really not feeling this dude. I don't dislike the dude. Let me put it that way, but I just wasn't feeling what they were putting him in, man. You know.
No, you know what? 2023 is the year where I end my rival with Billy Zane and started up with Jai Courtney.
It's a start.
I haven't given Billy Zane any shit in a while, but doing Die Hard 2 reminded me how much I don't like Jai Courtney.
Yeah, he's not even in this one, and it made you hate him. There's something wrong with you on that. Oh man. Well,
what do you get for being in the worst Die Hard and the worst Terminator.
Yeah,
and the worst Suicide Squad.
I did kind of like him, as
was
it Captain Boomerang. I did. I gotta say, I kind of liked him in those. He didn't have a huge spotlight on him. Let's put it that way. But I'll always take my Rick Flag. That's my favorite in those. All right,
Rick
man.
Flag for days.
Rick Flag for life, man. Let's go ahead and bang out this trailer so we can start the love fest that is Die Hard 2,
there's
a Christmas story.
Love harder.
There's plenty.
Emergencies. We are in a code yellow.
Instrument landing system is down.
Backup systems won't come up.
Every system's dead.
These guys shut us down.
Attention all controllers. We have a code red alert. We just about maybe 2 hours. After that, those planes low on fuel aren't going to be circling. They're going to be dropping on the White House lawn.
I want every officer recalled and assembled in body armor with full weaponry in the motor pool in 5 minutes. It's time to kick it.
Our own SWAT team's gone.
Well, maybe they're just a little bit more creative than you think.
Start looking for a new miracle.
Who the hell is this?
We don't need a loose cannon on this deck.
You get the hell out of my office before I throw you out of my damn airport.
You're the wrong guy in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Story of my life.
They say lightning doesn't strike twice.
That's how I spent Christmas last year.
They were wrong.
McClain, is this what you were expecting?
This is just the beginning.
Bruce Willis, Die Hard 2. Die Harder.
You know how many times I forget that this has a whole nother title to it where it's Die Hard.
Die Harder.
I've just always called it Die Hard 2, and then you'll see something that's like Die Harder. And I'm like, that is such a 90s thing.
Yeah, like they really
it was just like, we're really gonna bring it harder this go around again.
Twice the F-bombs, quadruple the body count.
Oh God, no, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there on that one. They went hard. They went harder.
They went harder.
Die Hard too, man.
Well, because it's a Christmas episode, I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer and just rag on Die Hard 2.
Well, you can't just rag on it. I mean, it's not a bad movie. Jesus, Nate. I know you're sick, but come on, man.
Sick in the head now.
Yeah, you are sick in the head now.
No, it's got John Amos. That dude's voice is, it's very pleasant.
I love me some John Amos, who was also in Beastmaster, which we covered last year. So, I love seeing that dude in here. Plays a good character. Also read that him and Bruce Willis did not like each other making this movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They barely share any screen time together.
It was enough, I guess, that John Amos even did some interviews where he's just throwing the gauntlet down on Bruce Willis. It's like, you'll never make me look like an idiot in public again or something like that. It's like, wow, okay.
Damn.
I'd like some backstory on this one.
But then we get the Grim Reapers in this.
Yes. You dance with the devil, and you got to face death. It's William Sadler I still blows my mind the way they introduce him in this movie. We talk about Van Damme but I think we literally get like a minute and a half of William Sadler butt.
In the 80s and 90s, sometimes you got to have your villain just like do karate naked in a hotel, which is the exact same thing I do when I get into the hotel room right after checking.
I kind of figured, you do all those vacations where you go to these rock concerts. I kind of imagine, that's what you do as your
as soon as I close
routine.
the doors, I drop trowel, and I start doing karate.
Everyone should do karate, whenever.
And then I turn around, super dramatic, and turn off the TV.
Yep, just so weird. It's such a weird thing to do in this movie.
It's sad because I really enjoy William Sadler, and because he's not Hans Gruber, it's so unfair that's the follow-ups, villain. It's not fair to him.
You're starting with the deck stacked against you already, but I kind of get what they're going for. It's like Hans Gruber was this like suave, almost like businessman type.
He was not a terrorist.
I'm not I'm an exceptional thief. That's Hans Gruber.
Yeah, the man thought very high of himself, and then you go with a ex-military who's now a turncoat.
Yeah, so you got Colonel Stewart, who is methodical, precisely planned. Everything runs like a well-oiled machine. There is no room for error. They are basically freeing I forget, it's Esperanza is his name. I forget what he's like a dictator or some
that's
general.
The thing. I still don't quite understand, even after all these years, all this time watching this. What the hell does Esperanza have to do with anything?
I don't know. I just know he's the original
he's there.
Django.
They got to get rid of him, or they got to save him. But whatever. The point is, the Grim Reaper does hire 2 henchmen that are fantastic. Did you catch on to the second one? Because one of them is very easy.
Well, one's John Leguizamo, which is...
Oh, that was not the easy one.
Oh, that's not the easy one?
That's not the easy one.
One of them is a very young John Leguizamo.
Very young. I don't think he has any lines, but you see his face.
One line, and they dubbed over him.
Oh, rude.
It's not even John Leguizamo's voice in it. Apparently, I did read this. It was... he was supposed to have a larger role, and then when the producers and stuff saw him and saw how short he was, they cut him down to one line.
Double rude.
Right? Yeah. So
that's all right. You know what? 20 years later, he gets his final laugh. Well, actually, I think it's like 32 years later, by being the villain in Violent Night.
Yes, and I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but...
Yeah, because I still haven't seen it as this recording.
You haven't seen it as of this recording. Just know that it's nice that we're covering this movie, and I did get to watch Violent Night, so we'll leave it at that. But
what was he modeled him after failed action stars of the late, as he said.
Yeah. So who's the easy one I was supposed to get on the henchman?
The T-1000's in this movie as well.
Oh yeah, Robert Patrick. Yeah.
Which is
I was so focused on John Leguizamo
that he definitely has no lines, but when you see him, it's like, oh, Robert Patrick. I forgot he was in this, and he's dead.
He has a line. He has a line before he pulls the trigger and kills the guys. Whenever they're like, hey, turn that thing back on, he says some like weird quip and shoots that one soldier right smack between the eyes. And then the firefight
that's right. He
happens.
Does say something. I can't remember what it was. But like, I do love in that scene, those henchmen are all in like their painter outfits. And they are definitely painting. Like, those guys were working.
They were working.
They were doing free contract work.
Not that I like doing this in every episode, but you keep bringing up things that I'm like, well, I have information on that. There's a deleted scene that they kill 2 painters and take their truck and equipment. So they're like legit. They're supposed to be in the airport.
Well, like, they
working.
don't like act like they're just like on their lunch break or something like that. Like, they have the rollers in their hands and stuff.
Oh yeah,
like,
man.
These guys are actively like, well, you know what? I'm gonna make this damn room look good. All right.
You gotta sell it, man. There's a section of that airport forever painted by terrorists.
I'm a painter by day and a henchman by night.
That's it, man. Look,
one of them has insurance.
Right. We don't know which one that is.
Yeah.
You get on those the henchmen like dental plans and stuff like that. There's got to be a reason these guys keep signing on. It can't always be about the money. There's a high failure rate being a henchman. I'm just saying.
Great
That's
outfits.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wardrobe has got you covered.
exactly. So Die Hard 2 kind of starts, like I said, with the deck stacked against it. Is you now have to follow up the movie that is Die Hard, the huge movie that was Die Hard
without John McTiernan behind the camera.
Yes, we get Rennie Harlan behind the camera on this one, and I feel like that's part of, to the purists of that. We've all watched the Die Hards, we've seen all of them. So I think had we actually gotten like John McTiernan back to direct this instead of Rennie Harlan, I feel like it would have been a different movie. I think it would have been more in line with the character McClain. Even Bruce Willis doesn't like this one. He's like, it's a rehashing of the first movie.
Well, like it's the one thing that's nice though, the movie does acknowledge it. Like, how does the same thing happen to the same guy, on the
Yeah.
same night, like, and that's like a theme that does carry along with the Die Hard sequels of like, how the hell does this guy never get killed? And how the hell does he keep being at the wrong place at the wrong time? So it does at least have those fun wink and nods that you can see are planted in this one. I think with The Vengeance just does so much better, but John McTiernan came back.
Well, it was also that the third one, they fixed it by that he was actually targeted because of what he did in the first movie. That kind of made that like he was just living his life drunkly, and he was targeted, he was sought out, and there just happened to be this other stuff going on. So 3 fixes it. 2 was just like, you're at a random airport at a random time at a random night that happens to be when Esperanza is landing.
And I feel like that's also like I enjoy the setting of the Plaza Tower so much more than I do of an airport. Maybe it's just because anytime being in an airport, it's just instant dread of being around all that, how busy they are. It's just like, people, blah. So then you put a whole movie in an airport. It's like, oh God, get me away from here.
At the holidays.
Yeah.
See, I've been to, so obviously I've flown twice technically, but when I say I've flown once. I flew down to Florida and came back. So that's my only experience in an airport, on a plane, any of that stuff. And it was not like in a holiday setting. So I could only imagine. I mean, they do a pretty good job of, it's crowded. There are people everywhere.
The movie feels cold
everywhere.
Like,
yeah.
It feels like winter. That's for sure.
Oh, and everywhere they tried to film, it wasn't winter. It was unseasonably warm everywhere they tried to film.
Even funnier because this movie, which it came out 4th of July weekend. And I'll be honest, if you made me watch a Christmas movie during 4th of July weekend, I'm going to be kind of pissed.
I think didn't Die Hard come around July, September, something like that?
That one I don't know, but I just feel like the sequel, that was the perfect setup to release during the Christmas season.
Yeah, well, it was totally different than what we're used to now. Release a movie then to get on the box office.
This movie is a summer blockbuster.
And it is. This one made a lot of money.
The cinematography to it, the way that it's shot with its widescreen angles and stuff, it's like, yeah, you could definitely tell this is supposed to be a big bombastic sequel. There's no doubt.
It far surpassed the original on opening. It made good money. I mean, people were ready for a Die Hard sequel.
I think just Rennie Harlan just was not the guy to deliver that. Like, he's still very young in his career compared to John McTiernan, who is a well-established action director.
He's one of the action directors, basically. It's almost incomparable. I feel like, again, it was another thing where this movie was up against insurmountable odds to be successful and to carry the torch that the first one set ahead. I think it does a fair enough job. It is It's like my third favorite Die Hard. I like Die Hard, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Then I'll go Die Hard 2, and then Live Free, Die Hard, and then was it Die Another
A Good Day to Die
A
Hard.
Good Day to Die Hard. See, I
Well,
can
like,
never even remember that one.
yeah, like that one. I mean, hell, 40 minutes of it was just a damn car chase, and then your villain was
Yeah.
literally Bugs Bunny with a carrot.
That nails it right there. It
Yeah.
really was.
But at least like Live Free or Die Hard, yeah. PG-13 was like the dumbest decision.
PG-13 hurt it.
And then you did the unrated cut, which is
all it did was add the F-bomb.
Yeah,
all
like
it was put the F-bomb back in.
Super dumb. It was just like, but I really enjoyed Timothy Oliphant.
Dude, Timothy Oliphant, you put him in anything, I will watch it. I will
really enjoy
it.
Justin Long. Like, it's just,
yeah.
It's another one of those where it's like, this is a very clear summer blockbuster, because I remember it coming out in the summer. I remember Cody and I went and saw it opening weekend, because that is my thing with Die Hard. So my thing with Die Hard's always been a marathon. Like 1, 2, 3. Like, it was strange watching this and not even watching part 1 beforehand, and then not watching 3 after. That's a very rare case. It's also a very rare case for me to watch Die Hard 1 sober. That's usually a very fun drinking.
I have a drink or two with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We make a big deal of watching 1. Like I've got it on like Blu-ray. It's one of our Christmas watches. Die Hard 2 is just one to kind of fun throw in. And I was like,
you throw it in afterwards. You got to. Before Live Free or Die Hard came out, Cody and I had bought all 3 movies, and then we stayed up literally Friday night, watched 1, 2, 3 until like 6 or 7 in the morning, slept for a couple hours, then went straight to the theater to watch 4.
Yeah.
And then we did all over again with part 5, but we were a little bit older, and we fell asleep and had to watch, part 4 in the morning, then go see part 5 in theaters in the afternoon.
Oh, how the age sneaks up on you. And the other thing is, like, they went with the Christmas type theme setting, but if like this one is clear to me that I don't consider Die Hard 2 a Christmas movie. You know what I mean? This one is what everyone complains about the first one, that it's like, oh, it's just set at Christmas. No, Die Hard 2 is just set at Christmas. There's no like, tons of like throwbacks to Christmas and Christmas jokes, and I think they only play the music like once or twice, in the sequel. So Die Hard 2 is an action movie that takes place during Christmas. I will forever defend Die Hard as it's a Christmas movie. It has Christmas themes, it is Christmas throughout the movie. It is prevalent the entire time, and I will watch it every Christmas. It is.
And I'm just in the camp of I don't even want to argue or talk about it anymore.
Well, guess what? This is our show. There's no one arguing back at us, so I can make a comment like this, and I don't have to worry about the blowback. Now, I do like the fact of, like what we said in the group, is whether you like it or not so much like it, whether you consider it Christmas or not, it is a Christmas tradition. I literally have a Die Hard Christmas book that's like drawn cartoon style.
I know the one.
I have that. So tell me another action movie that's like, oh, it's not a Christmas movie that got a freaking Christmas book. Okay? Like, it's a Christmas movie. Just I'm saying it now. This is the end of it. The debate is over. Give Me Back My Action Movies has now said Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
It's 100% certified right there.
100%. Stamp, done, double stamp, triple stamp. You can triple stamp a double stamp here. It totally works. Die Hard 2 takes place during Christmas.
I do feel a little cheated because I didn't get to be on Die Hard 1 episode, but with Die Hard 2, I got to find the positives, right?
Find the positives.
I got to find the positives, which
I think there's plenty.
I think Bruce Willis is fantastic in this.
Yes.
They let him have more free range on improv, and it's for the best.
100%. It's what makes it still feel like a Die Hard movie.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that is the saving grace of the movie. And like, I do think that the action is better in part 1, but this one does have more action. This is kind of what you expect from the sequels of the 80s and the early 90s with your action movies is
Go
you
bigger,
have to
go
ramp up your explosions
yes.
and your gunfights. And like this movie, it stalls though. That's my problem. Like it gets going, like you get into this big shootout with the luggage underneath. And it's a great shootout, and we're getting like some great John McClain fisticuffs. Love that.
Oh yeah.
So much. Even though
Talking
he's
to
kind of an
himself the whole
asshole.
time.
Yeah, he's talking to himself. He's kind of an asshole though for disrupting all that luggage because it's already stressful enough if you're traveling, worrying about if you're going to get your luggage. And now all your luggage has bullet holes in it, and it
Right.
fell off the like automated track. So it's definitely going to like Puerto Rico and not to you.
I've got like a 9mm bullet hole through my trousers that was, ready to go.
And you're like, I don't remember there being a 9mm bullet when I packed that. Like
it hit my deodorant. Now it's all over my clothes.
Oh,
Yep.
It hit my body spray, and now it's actually exploded.
It exploded. Yeah. There's no Axe body spray yet, though. At this time, I don't know.
No,
Maybe
no. This is my Old Spice. My
your glass bottle of Old Spice, because there was no like TSA and stuff like that. this was, you could bring whatever. The old lady brought a taser on the plane, Nate. If we're talking about bringing stuff
there
on
was
the plane,
a lot of watching this going, yep. You could tell this is a pre 9/11 movie because
oh my God,
wow, there's a lot going on that like would never happen.
I tried it out on my dog and it limped for a month.
Like, you're a monster, you horrible old woman.
And she's reading a magazine that has like an ad for Lethal Weapon 2 in it.
Because Joel Silver's got to make sure he gets his product placement for his other movies.
Product placement, man. Oh God. But yeah, you could get anything on a plane. I love it. It's just, you can't not talk about the old lady. I still laugh when she pulls that thing out of her purse, man. Let alone they use it on the reporter guy from the first movie. And it was also, I kind of like, okay, yeah. So the guy that has a restraining order against the wife is on the plane. John's contact is Al from the first movie.
And that's the other thing. Like, it's cool to see Al. It is great.
Yeah,
I
didn't mind it, but it was just, it was
why couldn't
over
Al
and
go
over
on
again.
vacation with him?
Maybe they were like, yeah, go visit Al. Be
Yeah.
like, we're going to go spend Christmas with Al.
Al and his family. Like,
I preferred, like, there was some smaller Easter eggs, like when his wife is sitting on the plane, she's like going through paperwork, and there's a folder that says Nakatomi Corporation on it.
Like,
I like those kind of little nods.
Is the last movie with Holly as well, which is always like,
I never liked the way they went with the Holly storyline. I know she didn't want to be in them later, or they didn't want to pay her, whatever it was. It still bugs me that they were fine at the end of 2.
Yeah. And
like
then by the time we get to 3, like 4, 6 years later, however long it is, I can't remember.
He's a drunkard, and she doesn't want anything to do with him. And I never, if there's anything
that follows into the next 2 movies as well.
It just, that's now that they could throw the kids in,
Yeah.
But I think I prefer 2 as far as the family of McClain storyline.
Yeah, you still get that element of like John's trying to be a good husband, trying to do the right thing. Like when McClain fails in this movie, he wears it on his face, and he fails quite a bit in this movie.
I still like, I watched it the other night, but I threw it on in the shop today. And the scene with the plane that they purposely crash by resetting the elevation.
Yeah.
That's still like, man, he is desperately trying to do everything he can. Runs out onto the runway, waving
just surrounded
flames.
by not idiots, but like asshole/idiots. Like,
yeah, it's like, how many times does he have to prove himself right before anyone, like, literally it's after the fake gunfight before the cop even remotely listens
even
to
that
him.
scene in a pre-9/11 was like, oh God, he would be shot so many times for doing that. Like,
I was thinking the same thing. Like,
I was like,
those are
ooh, that's a risky move to like prove your point.
those are the worst cops ever because they all had their guns drawn and he got through an entire clip in the machine gun. Like, a good cop would have ended John McClain at that second, right?
A good cop would have like made sure, but that just does not exist in this movie. They're all terrible.
They are. And I love the fact that the guy's like shaking after the fact. Like, I get that was a very intense thing, but I'm just mad the other cops, no one tackled him. No one did anything.
No one tried to stop
it.
it. The only one that made sense was like having John Amos's character because of the reveal of him being on, Colonel Stewart's side. So that's the only one that like makes sense. But other than that, it's like, good grief, would someone just listen to McClain?
Yeah. And it's a frustrating thing. Like, the first one, I kind of understand, no one knows who he is. He's someone in a building. He's
putting everyone at risk for what he's doing.
Yeah, he is doing all of this. And, I get that the cops aren't, he is like a vigilante in the first one. They're like, look, we have a terror situation. We have hostages. You need to stop. People are dying. And he keeps going. Us as viewers understand why he's going. Everyone else isn't. Well, when you watch number 2, as viewers and as everyone around him, it should be like, look, this is obvious. A, this guy doesn't make shit up. He literally survived the Nakatomi Plaza attack. 2, why would he make up any of these stories? Like, there was literally a gunfight in the baggage holding.
Yeah, like, why you have a man that got killed in the most embarrassing way ever by having like the thing that pushes down on the luggage. It just happened to push down on his face.
Dude, there was so much stuff in that. There was a robotic arm in that luggage area. Like, watching these later, I'm now paying attention. I can't
say I've
more.
ever been behind the scenes of an airport for obvious reasons, but maybe it is a technological wonderland back there.
If anyone knows, please email us at gmbmampod.com. Put in the little thing saying Die Hard trivia on baggage claim, and we will read that on the air.
The other thing that I know about airports is from Executive Decision that you can just crawl around the bottom of them and get anywhere. Also, 2023, we're doing Executive Decision finally.
Yes. Also, John Leguizamo.
Yes.
Yes. I love that one. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can't do in planes anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can go and crawl around the bottom of a plane and get everywhere.
Are there tunnels under airports? That's a big question I'd like to know.
Well, maybe we're not allowed to know.
Maybe not, but we saw it in Die Hard 2. They were everywhere. there was like a grate that opened up onto the runway,
which looks very heavy, and then there's manholes.
Yeah, right. Like, I was like, also, that's not a one-man lift. That was not a one.
But it is a one. There's only one janitor for the entire airport. So
just like Iwo Jima. I love that guy. He's like, don't mess with my filing system. Let's see, is it under P or M for miscellaneous? I'm like,
yeah, I don't know if Marvin is the guy that should be our Al replacement, but here he is.
I like Marvin. I'm sorry. I get a kick out of Marvin. But, and that's the other thing, is like, there's not as many like likable characters because you kind of hate everyone except for Marvin.
I cannot stand everyone that is surrounding McClain except for McClain himself.
Yeah, so you're literally your only person to root for is McClain. Holly's on a plane, so there's like, she's in danger, but it doesn't feel the same as when she was a hostage.
Yeah, like we get the risk with the plane going down, like, oh God, that could happen to Holly as well. Right, but they also acknowledge there's like 13 other planes that are just flying in a circle at the moment.
And they acknowledge that they got a hold of like 5 or 6 early on, and they got turned to different airports. And then they also were able to talk to them through the beacon. So it's like, once you did that, you kind of lowered the level of intenseness for me. I wasn't worried as much, except for the ones that didn't have enough fuel to go to another airport. I don't know. There was just no sense of danger, really, which is okay because then I could focus on the
And
fight.
that's because we don't have Stewart like holding Holly hostage
No.
face to face, you know? Like she doesn't know this man even exists the entire time.
Well, no, and then like we also don't get that turn, which I guess makes sense because they did it in the first one. Is had Stewart known that McClane's wife was on a certain flight, that would have been one he would have tried to crash. You
Yeah.
know, that would have been like, you're messing with my plan. Now, what I think it is, and they went for is the plane crash. They show you the inside. They show you the people, the old lady, the telling the kid to get back in his seat.
And you know what? It's one of those scenes that's not very long of showing you like, hey, we're
No.
finally going to get to land. Sorry, you know, we may be delayed, but we always make sure we get you there.
And it's
Cole
Meany.
It's impactful enough to where like when this plane does go down, like it lands in a sense of like, you know, it hits hard and then it explodes. So it's like, yeah, like none of them make it.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's
it's
know
cold.
the pilot is someone that is known in the actions. You know, it's Cole Meany, you know, from like, you know, Con Air, Star Trek Next Generation. You know, so whenever you see someone that you recognize and then they show kids and families and everything, I always question, wouldn't the plane have been more of an angle at that, or would it really have been like that close but just way too fast? I don't know. I don't know planes, man. I don't understand how the landing gears and all that stuff, you know, how far out they got to be. It's like the Esperanza when he has to land the plane at a different runway. The lights he was supposed to be on literally just shift like 90 degrees to another set of lights. And I'm like, was it really that big a deal? I get the trajectory you're on, but I was like, when you see it, you're just like, well, you just turned lights that were on like 50 feet away to another set of lights that were on now. I'm like, okay, that didn't seem like that big of a deal to me. I don't know.
I also enjoy that Stewart's hideout is in this church, right? Because in the beginning of the movie,
I like that.
them taking out, you know, they're doing scout locations,
Yeah.
but they also happen to carry in millions and millions of dollars of high tech airport equipment into this
built
church.
An airport like control
terminal,
tower.
like
yeah, like I'm like that would have taken weeks.
I feel
to
I was
build
like,
and
that's gonna
assemble.
be quite a while to like get that set up.
They're all like William Sadler's over there just doing naked kata, and we're over here wiring up this entire thing, and no one pays attention to us at all.
Mention that, you know, to him, he's gonna naked kata us, so
exactly
gotta do what he says.
He pulls the gun on his own guy, which I like that scene. It shows that he really doesn't care. You know, it's about getting the job done. It's empty, but he pulls the trigger, which, you know, sends a message. They really try hard to go, this isn't Hans Gruber. We're not like trying to copy the villain from the last one. This guy
That's the problem. If they would have done Hans Gruber, you'd be like, oh, it's just Hans Gruber again.
And that is,
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
That's exactly the problem with this movie. This was a damned if you do, damned if you don't, especially not being helmed by John McTiernan. That hurts this movie ultimately. And I know it sounds like we're bashing on it. I enjoy this movie probably more than Nate does.
You do. Like I straight up like there's something hollow about this movie that I still to this day can't fully figure out. I think a lot of it is just the pacing of gunfight. John McClain just trying to tell everyone that they're wrong, trying to tell everyone they're wrong, gunfight. John McClain wants to tell everyone they're wrong, gunfight.
It's John McClain beating his head against the wall the entire movie.
Which then you, like me as the audience member, I feel like I'm beating my head against the wall.
Yes.
Like, God, like,
just
let the
listen
man
to him.
Punch and shoot. That's all I want at this point.
You're also coming behind a movie that when the first one came out, it was unlike anything you'd really seen before.
It's like how I got my horror movie Mount Rushmore. Like that's on there. You know, that's one of them.
Yeah, Die Hard is quite possibly one of the greatest action movies ever made. How do you make a sequel to that? You know, and it's your same, complaint when you talk Predator to Predator 2. how do you make a sequel to possibly one of the
You've already
greatest...
done everything
Yes.
you could do, so what's the next step?
Yeah.
Not like,
Also, John McTiernan, as I'm thinking about it too.
Yep. Mhm. Seems to be
There's
a
a
pattern here.
reason you need that guy back to do these movies.
I don't care if he doesn't pay his taxes or whatever it was he got in trouble for. I really hope it was just taxes and not something really bad.
I'm sure if it was really bad, we would know. But if it's taxes, we're not worried.
Whatever. Let the man not pay his taxes if it means he gives us more Die Hard.
That's right. They should have been tax exempt just because of Predator and Die Hard.
Exactly. How does that not like Mr. IRS?
Right.
I did Predator, and that's just what he writes on the W-9.
Just writes it out. I directed Predator. You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Nails it in. His CPA's looking at it going, yeah, I think this is going to work just fine, Mr. McTiernan. We'll get that sent in right away.
He did it again.
Did it again, sir. Did it again.
One guy gets a little, that's what happened, though, is like the guy that busted him for not paying his taxes. Because at this point, this is the story in my mind of whatever it was he did. He wrote back, yeah, but you didn't direct Predator 2. I'm coming for you.
Yeah. I wonder if that's why Bruce Willis in Armageddon goes, we never want to pay taxes again.
Yep.
He was making sure he doesn't get stuck like John McTiernan because
he made sure it was in his clause.
Bruce Willis wrote on his going, I'm John McClain. You're welcome, and sent that in. So they're just making sure we're tax exempt. That's how you get tax exempt status. It's the Church of McTiernan. Is that how that works?
We
can do that. The Church of McTiernan. We're tax exempt. You can say, did we offend anyone with that joke? All right, Bubba. Well, I think this is a good point that I got something weird in the mail.
Oh, did you now?
This is our Christmas episode that we're talking about Die Hard 2. So I have no idea why they did this. It's on VHS. So give me 1 second. I gotta do a few little switches.
Gotta get a CRT.
I showed you a picture of my CRT.
You did?
Yeah. I was ready. I still don't know why they did it this way, but all right. Let's do this. And this is in lieu of our commercial breaks.
John McTiernan did the rollerball remake, so that's why the IRS went after him.
Oh, he's like, yeah, we're going to have to revoke your tax exemptionness. Yep, that makes sense. Even though I like Chris Klein, but okay. Christmas time. Here we go.
Well, I'm not quite sure how we got stuck up on this tree, but here we are, and it's cold out.
And thankfully, we have all of our recording equipment.
Isn't that weird, though? I don't know what possessed you to say, hey, bring that with us today, but I'm so glad you made that suggestion.
Well, it allows us to do a little bit of a festive recording.
Well, we are up on the treetop, as it were, so might be a good idea to do something Christmassy. We don't really have anything Christmassy planned, do we?
Not really, but our friends over at Give Me Back My Action Movies and Give Me Back My Horror Movies, they are doing a Christmas show.
Oh, man, and my phone's out of battery. I wish I could hear it. But that's fine. We will eventually, hopefully, get rescued.
We could record them something now.
We could do that. Yeah, that's absolutely... Yeah, let's record a thing now. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Do you see that thing in the sky?
Oh, my... That's not possible.
Is that Santa?
Well, I mean, it's a flying sleigh, and traditionally there's only one person who has that. I hear the bells jingling.
But that doesn't look like Santa at all. That looks like a giant green mutant.
No,
could it be?
No, it's not possible.
Why, yes, it is. Hello, everybody, and this is Chud the Chud Muffin, or Chip the Chud Muffin, whoever I am. And I'm here to say something to everybody over at Give Me Back My Action and Horror Movies.
Chip the Chud, I'm so happy to see you. What kind of gift do you have for us?
Let's all sing a song together, and here we go. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. La 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 la. Okay, that's enough. All right. That's about as far as we can take that.
Well, here we are flying away in the sleigh of Chip the Chud, who somehow tumbled out, and we're on our own again.
Yeah, he's dead now. So, but we're happy to go and pick up any other Spoils of Horror characters that you would like to have Christmas
Mr.
song.
Sims going down the road.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I could also sing as the sexy farm guy from X. I don't know if I can sing Jingle Bells, but my sisters could.
Somebody's getting their bells jingled anyway.
They're always the ones getting all the attention. Anyway, I have a sleigh you can ride on.
All right. Let's fly past him. Let's get back to Give Me Back My Action and Horror Movies.
So, welcome everybody. I hope you're having a good time on the Give Me Back My Action Movies and Horror Movies holiday Christmas show.
I think I'm just going to crash the sleigh into their house.
Yeah, I think we should just end this right here. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, everybody, and thank you all from Spoils of Horror. We hope you're having a great time on the show.
That reindeer just shit on me.
Bye.
You know, when you ask your friends to send you holiday greetings and you realize how little they care about the holidays, where they're trying to go, I don't know.
They climbed a tree for us.
Up from the roof or the treetops. I got it.
Merry Christmas, Stephen and Leo.
Yep.
They were just
here.
No one is allowed on the podcast. It's funnier than me.
Oh,
as I am dying over here, hacking up a lung as I am laughing my ass off at that.
Yeah, see, what everyone doesn't know is I got that and got to hear it already, so I could get it ready for the recording. I didn't let Nate listen to it yet, so he got to experience it raw with everyone else.
Oh my God, that was so good.
It was good. I thought it was supposed to be Bud the Chud, but apparently the Christmas version is Chip the Chud. So
well, that's Bud's, cousin from
Bud's cousin from the North Pole.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He got lost along the way trying to get to the sewers.
This has to become some type of tradition because last year when we had Action send us a Christmas greeting for our Christmas special, they literally dropped the F-bomb 20 times or more in their 1 minute little bit that they do. And they went, oh yeah, we forgot you guys don't drop the F-bomb on your show. So beeping it made it funnier, essentially.
I am.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas, man. It's almost Christmas.
Celebrate Christmas however you want.
It's fine, man. I think Chip the Chud is going to be a Christmas tradition from now on. Oh my God!
I would buy a Chip the Chud plush.
Absolutely, yeah. We got to get a hold of someone overseas where we can make Chip the Chud plushes really cheap.
Yeah,
I think that'll be good. All right, man. Die Hard 2. I feel like we've been really hard on this movie.
We have, I guess, but you know what? This is the part where we pick it up and just start talking about all the asses that McClain kicks, starting with those painters getting shot up.
Yeah, he does.
Because this gives us a classic rolling around on the ground while shooting your pistol and hoping you hit something.
I swear, I feel like it looks like the Nakatomi Plaza when he's in that abandoned construction area scene in that one, and he's diving behind drywall and shit. That's basically this all over again. The unfinished part of the airport, and he's diving under materials, rolling around, shooting indiscriminately.
He's not doing parkour. He's just being a kid in a backyard.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Yeah, you roll. You don't jump, you roll everywhere you're going. He does the barrel roll with the gun pointed out. This is exactly Nick Frost's character in Hot Fuzz when he goes,
yes.
Did you jump through the air whilst firing two guns simultaneously? Did you roll everywhere you were going? You know,
like we even get him climbing through vents again.
Yes, love
And
that in the
I
ductworks.
absolutely
I love it.
adore him kicking the vent out and just starting to unload into the T-1000 that's below him.
He's just got the key. I do that too. I call him the T-1000 every time.
He's
I
either
called
the
him.
T-1000 and now he's Peacemaker's dad. Like that's the only two for
I
me.
call him T-1000 and Peacemaker too. So just really old T-1000. The metal's a little more corroded. It's totally fine. No, I think action-wise, Die Hard 2 really does bring it up some. Like Die Hard 1 is more about like stealth mission with gunplay mixed in. This one was like, yeah, we're just gonna shoot everyone.
Yeah, this is the one where you decide I don't want to do the stealth mission for this game, so I'm just gonna blow everything up.
This is Charlie's version of playing Metal Gear Solid and all those other games. I hated stealth missions, man. Like I could literally just kill this guy, but if you kill him with a loud weapon, it said you lost, and I didn't like that. Speaking of games, I had the Die Hard trilogy on PlayStation, the video games, where you would play through 1,
the
2,
Die Hard
and 3.
trilogy, 1 and 2. They were a blast.
No, 1, 2, and 3. The Die Hard trilogy.
Yeah, like there was Die Hard trilogy part 1, and there was Die Hard trilogy part 2.
Oh, there were 2 parts. I thought you were like trying to say there was only 2 in the thing. No.
No.
I didn't know there was a second one.
Yeah, so what it was is the first one went after 1, 2, and 3. And then part 2 was a separate story where like you're in Vegas and stuff.
Oh, I never played that one.
Yeah, like it was like a continuation of his adventures.
I remember it because it was like when PlayStation tried to bring like their version of a light gun. Because
yeah,
there was
that's
like,
exactly what it was. And part 2 had the same exact like segments where it'd be like the first or third person shooter segments, and it'd have like the light gun segments and stuff as well.
Light gun segment, and then the third one was basically like GTA, but you were in like a taxi cab trying to get through New York and stuff like that.
I don't know if I remember that one.
Oh yeah, I used to play number 3 quite a bit.
You had the amazing arcade title.
Yes.
Like the full-blown arcade cabinet. Like that's something I would adore to have in the house because that game was ahead of its time.
I know you can get like emulators for every game in the world out there.
Oh,
There's just some games I want. I want Afterburner, damn it.
Yeah.
I want a cabinet. I want Afterburner. I want like the cop shoot 'em game where you had the red gun and the blue gun. You could do like the target practice, like Police Academy.
Oh, no, not Time Cop.
No, it's
that's
like
a movie.
now there was Time something or another. But no, this was just like a generic, like you were going through like a police academy. Like you could do like target training. Then they would send you on like sniper things.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I do not remember.
I can't remember the name of it. I can't either. But there was like another one. I don't know if it was like Time Splitter or some shit like that.
No, Time Splitters was what Ed played in Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, okay. That's what that was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Man.
It's fine.
Let's
go play
Was it Virtual Cop?
Virtual Cop. That's what it was. Virtual Cop. I was just sitting here thinking about the Terminator 1 too, where you really didn't aim at anything. You just pulled the trigger and
that way you just pulled the trigger.
You strafe across the screen and it was done.
But one of the cool ones was Silent Scope because you had the full blown sniper rifle. You know, you'd have to like tip your head away from the scope to see where people are, and then move it. I mean, there was one time Cody and I got drunk at a Buffalo Wild Wings and shot so many terrorists in the dick in like Sniper Scope 2. It was amazing.
I don't know how'd you play that game drunk. Playing that game makes you feel drunk. I remember that stupid, especially if you like pointed it and you were nowhere near the terrorist. You're like, I gotta figure out where the hell he is, and you don't take your eye off the scope. Jesus, why are we not talking about Die Hard 2? Oh yeah, quarter eaters. Die Hard 2, killing. Die
Hard 2, killing.
Yes.
When McClain does finally get to our dictator, that is such a great, dude. Freedom, not yet, and then punches him in the face.
Straight in the face. I also absolutely just, I don't know. I like this scene, but watching it again, I'm going, those grenades have the longest timers on the planet.
Well, I love, so Stuart's like, how many grenades we got? Everyone's got 3 apiece.
Use them. All of them. There's 9 grenades. They are all expert grenade tossers. That window is not that big, and it's pretty high up in the air.
I love seeing all the grenades just tumble on
Plop.
in. Yeah.
And he has enough time to look, see them. I feel like he counts them, panic, get in the chair, hook up the harness, wait a second, then pull the emergency handle, launch out, and then they all explode.
But this is like one of the best scenes of Die Hard 2.
Oh, I love this scene.
Explosion from behind.
I love it.
As McClain is in that seat screaming.
It is literally reverse of Die Hard 1. So jumping off of a building with an explosion behind you going down, now it's like, how do we elevate it? Make him go up in the air with an explosion behind him.
It cracks me up because they see the parachute come down.
Yeah.
And they realize, oh, that lucky son of a bitch. And none of them think, all right, let's just drive over there, put a bullet in his head, and call it a day. They do what Scott Evil always tells Dr. Evil to do. Like, well, yeah, just go over there. We'll grab a gun. We'll shoot him. And there we are. We got him.
I've got one in my room. I'll go get it.
Yeah.
We'll shoot him together. I think it's because you hear the sirens in the background.
Yeah, that is true because you do have like, the cops coming.
Yeah, because see, the cops don't realize the terrorists are even close by. You know, they don't put that together till, I don't know, 15 more minutes from here. I think that's another problem I have with this movie. It's like 2 hours long.
That's the other thing. Like, this movie is very long. Like, and it could have trimmed a lot of McClain dealing with dumbasses to make a little bit more of a
you trim the
punchier sequel.
A good 90, 95 minute action sequel. I think I would rank this movie a lot higher than I do.
If it would have came in at a nice like hour 40, hour 45, not like 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah. I you know, it makes it hard to like watch it over and over again. You
and
know,
that's why it's the one you just put on right after part 1, you know?
Well, yeah, there's nothing. I will always watch this movie. I'm not bashing this movie whatsoever. I'm really not.
We do get
that Die Hard is a 2 hour and 12-minute movie, so I guess they were just staying with the formula. It doesn't. The first Die Hard doesn't.
The first
feel
one
like
doesn't
that.
feel like it's super long. Like everything flows so nicely. This movie doesn't flow.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Because it's a lot of like McClain goes from point A to point B, then has to go right back to point A. Then after point A, he goes to point C, then he goes back to point A.
This is where you have to keep going. You have to keep going back to the save point. So he'll run and do something, then back to the save point. Run and do something, and that's it. This movie is a live action video game. He has to like go and heal or go and re-armor up because he ran out of ammo. This is really just a slow paced action video game, basically.
And like when we do get to him being at the church and figuring out, like, we get a great fist fight that ends with an amazing death.
Oh, dude. I love the death in that. We're watching it the other night and Jackie's like, Die Hard 2. Is this the one where the guy gets stabbed with an icicle? And I was like, yeah, I think it is.
Hell yeah,
it is. It comes to that point and she's like, there it is. I've seen so many action movies. I remember like Cliffhanger where he stabs a dude with a stalactite up above his head by lifting him up into it. I watched a movie
I gotta
that
make this confession live. I've never seen Cliffhanger.
What?
I don't know how.
We could have made that one a Christmas movie just because it's
in the
set
snow.
in the snow.
Our we did for the Thing.
That's exactly what we did for The Thing. That should have been our theme.
It's a Christmas movie.
Our theme should have been not one mention of Christmas, but there's snow. That's what our theme should have been for the rest.
I guess sometime in 23.
We keep saying that like there's this entire year ahead of us, and we're already like
we're allowed to live stream stuff too,
we are.
Imagine a live stream for Cliffhanger. Hey, everyone, we're gonna watch this new movie to Nate.
New to Nate, the New to Nate series. I like that. That could be fun. But yeah, we are actually scheduled up through March. That's wild. You just had me thinking about that for a second. I'm still terrified because we announced to everyone what's happening in February. All right, Die Hard 2. Why do I have to keep putting us back on track for Die Hard 2?
It's Christmas spirit. I mean, you get distracted by all the eggnog and the deviled eggs.
Oh, dude. Ugh, I love my deviled eggs and eggnog.
Deviled
I like
eggs.
eggnog. So, excellent action sequences through here. The church is kind of cool, although you don't really understand what's going on till McClain puts the pieces together that they're firing.
You get a
blanks at
pretty
each
good
other.
idea, though, once all of John Amos' people swap magazines, and then you see all Stewart's people swap magazines, and it's like something's afoot. And then, like, it helps, too, that the movie was smart enough to not show a bunch of, like, destruction to the church itself. The destruction that's happening is them breaking all the windows. So you have these loud gunshots going off and the windows being broken. So it almost gives this illusion that there is live rounds, you know,
there's
in the guns,
carnage.
and that there's a
happening.
firefight going on. It leads to a really great snowmobile chase, which you don't get often in action movies.
Nope, I can agree with that. You don't get a lot. I think True Lies is another one that comes to mind. That there's a nice little snowmobile segment at the beginning of that movie.
Yeah,
but
yep, that's true.
Die Hard 2 is pretty
one
much
of the James Bond movies. I can't remember which one.
Yeah,
Pierce
I think there's
Brosnan.
a James Bond one that they do that with. Cool Runnings. Oh wait, no, that was a Bob.
No, that one counts.
Oh, does it count? Okay. Cool Runnings is an action movie. I guess if Hackers is an action movie now, Cool Runnings gets to be an action movie. It's totally fine.
That one classic movie that starred Devon Sawa at like a ski resort. There might have been a snowmobile there.
Casper?
Come on. No. That's how Devon Sawa died.
Oh, that's right.
That's how he died.
He's not dead though.
May he rest in peace.
Devon Sawa's not dead, bro.
I saw Casper. I saw that documentary.
It's Aaron Carter you're thinking about.
Oh, once again, I'm always forgetting about Aaron Carter.
Damn, even I dug that one back up.
So anyway, then like John McClain finds out that the bullets aren't real because he gets into a shootout. And that's when he realizes, hey, my bullets don't work.
Yeah,
but their bullets just did a bunch to me.
I had him dead in my sights. And then we get the realization he goes and proves it to the cop, which is a really stupid scene.
Yeah, that
in
dumb
this
idea.
Movie. You know, and I think it really does kind of redeem itself a little bit when you get to the end, because I do like the end fight on the plane. He literally takes a commandeer helicopter, chases it down the runway, gets on it, and then has to fight a dude that's like twice his size, John Amos, and
on the wing of a plane.
On the
that
wing
is
of a
accelerating. And you know, once again, my knowledge of airplanes not the best, but I feel like being on a wing of a plane while it's accelerating, I don't know if I would stay still.
I don't think so either. Also, don't know if a jacket in the elevators would cause that much problem. Like, why not just raise the elevator all the way up and the jacket would fly out, you know, if it's not being pinched. So I didn't understand that. I did like the fuel door. The fuel door is pretty cool whenever he falls off of it and does the fuel dump. And, you know, obviously you know what's going to happen from that moment on. You know, it's like, okay, yep, this makes sense. Jet fuel trail, light it on fire, yippee-ki-yay, our favorite line in the movie. Well, it's what everyone in the theater is waiting for.
Yay, it happened.
Awesome explosion. Love the explosion on that. I mean, as far as pyrotechnics stuff,
it's another one of those moments where, like, I wanted more of McClain versus Stewart, you know?
Yes.
And I don't get that. Or it makes sense because now you got like 18 people on this plane, like Stewart's men.
They're all cheering and celebrating.
So then they all get blown up. It makes sense. Like, oh, there's no way McClain can take on all these guys at once. They all
you have
guns.
to take them out like in one big go. This is the thing. They didn't want to copy the first one, you know, even though there's not really a big fight other than whenever he fights the giant German dude.
But it works because you
Carl.
believe where he's taking each one out one by one, you know?
Yeah.
He's
it was
dispatching them.
all
And
one
this
by
one,
one.
he can't dispatch them.
They're in groups. So it's a lot harder, and that's kind of the thing with the diehards and the McClain type thing is there's always a level of luck involved with him when he's fighting the bad guys. Is always just this little extra thing. Call it the McClain charm, whatever you want. And it always seems to work out in his favor. Yes, it's movie making, I get it, but it keeps going throughout the other movies. But I don't know. I like the ending of this. I think it ends really well. It's a satisfying end.
It's so bizarre because Stewart is our bad guy. And then the last 15 minutes is like, Grant's also the bad guy. That's going to get like the bigger, scene.
And
at the
he
end.
does kind of face off with him.
We get a great one-liner where, Grant's like, hey, too bad, McClain. I kind of like you. And McClain's like, I got enough friends.
I got enough friends. The Bruce Willis one-liners, man. I mean, we talk a lot about Arnold having like one-liners. Bruce Willis, he's got an equal amount, I really think, in most of his movies. Like Last Boy Scout, the Die Hard series, Hudson Hawk.
Absolutely love The Last Boy Scout so much.
Such a good movie. All right, man. Well, I think it's time for us, since we're at the big finale of the movie, and you can tell by our tone how much we love Die Hard 2. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. Oh, God, man. It's just not Die Hard. But all right, man. Let's do the body count.
Yeah.
Leave anything for us?
Just bodies. Body count. Body count. Body count. Body count.
Well, for Die Hard 2, this is the one thing it definitely didn't come up short on. It has a body count of 271.
Woo! And at least 212 of those is from the plane crash.
Yeah. There's a lot of people on the plane that die, and you have to count it because we see it all.
Yeah.
We see the people.
It's acknowledged. We get to
they say how many people's on the plane. We see it happen.
Yeah, it's 200 passengers. So then you factor in the workers and the pilots. It's like, ooh,
yeah,
no.
The only real takeaway from this is all of the other kills are pretty much done by McClain. Like Grant kills one guy because he slits his throat, but they use fake bullets everywhere else. There's a few SWAT people that die early on from the terrorists, but the bigger body count is John McClain destroying, because he kills everyone at the end in the plane. That was a good chunk of people. There's like 20 dudes in that plane.
He killed all those hardworking painter contractors.
All the paint contractors. We can't count those either. Like I said, it's a deleted scene. Most people don't even know that scene exists, so that's not counting those. But that's getting us back up in them triple digit numbers we've been missing lately on our body counts, man.
It has been.
It's been a little while. It's a Christmas present. We needed a higher body count. All right, let's do our next thing. Our kill of the week.
Have you ever killed anyone?
Yeah, but they were all bad.
All right, Nate. Out of 271, and I'm going to go say you can't count anyone on the passenger plane. Okay.
I would never.
You son of a bitch. No! I saw your eyes.
The eyes of no.
The eyes of no. All right. You killed Die Hard 2. What do you got? What's your kill of the week?
There is one where there's a guy that is above McClain, and they are shooting at each other like spy versus spy.
Yeah.
And then eventually McClain gets to the side because he's on like a painting. Is it scaffolding? Is that the word I'm looking
scaffolding.
for?
Yeah,
scaffolding. And tips the man over. And when he tips him over, the guy falls over, and then it falls on top of him, like right at his waistline.
Like a guillotine.
It's such a great like mannequin death.
Oh yeah. There's some height to it. There's some impact.
Like you see this man get splattered, and I love it so much.
Okay, well,
that's mine.
That was your runner-up since I wouldn't let you use the airplane.
Yep,
With all the
true.
passenger people on it. Mine is going to be mine. It has to be John Amos at the end where he gets sucked in through the airplane engine. That I swear that engine would not have kept running after.
No, I feel like that alone would have just blown up the engine.
That would have incapacitated it. I mean, you hear on the news about bird strikes and it destroys those turbines inside there.
A flock of geese can really mess things up.
That was a large man going through the salad shooter, and so he was donezo. So that's my kill of the week is the
That's
John
a good
Amos.
one though.
It is a good one. I really kind of thought about the knife slit that he does to the guy that's not part of the crew.
That is a really good horror effect there.
So the horror effect is awesome. You get the lead up of, yeah, kid, I wish you were with us too. He slits the neck, but it doesn't end there. It's the straight face the rest of the team has watching it happen. Like it's a very cold scene that goes on.
It makes sense with this being Rennie Harlan. This is the man that directed Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4.
Yeah.
So, you know, you get something that like, oh yeah, this reminds me of horror for sure.
Oh, there's no lack of blood in this movie at all. I mean, it is more violent than the first. Actually, this is probably the most violent Die Hard.
I'd say so.
I really think this is because Die Hard with a Vengeance is so like close knit because you're following McClain and
McClain
Samuel
isn't
Jackson.
going and like shooting people nonstop. He's disarming bombs throughout the city.
And then Live Free Die Hard obviously went the PG-13 route, so it's not as bad. And then other than some shootouts in the fifth one, there's not. Yeah, Die Hard 2 is definitely the most
at the
violent.
End, like, oh.
Yeah. So
Jai Courtney's stupid face.
Stop it, Nate. Stop it.
It's not like we're ever gonna get Jai Courtney on the show.
You never know.
Stupid face of his.
What's he doing now? Maybe we're all he's got left, man. You don't know. You don't know the connections I have to Jai Courtney. Stop it, man. Never gonna get him on the show now. Thanks, Nate. Should have just stuck with killing all your passenger plane.
You're
full
welcome,
of people.
audience.
All right, so yep, definitely kills. Definitely Die Hard 2, Die Harder. A lot of people die harder.
Definitely harder.
This movie. It's like not even proper English, but it works.
Surprise
for this
Part
movie.
3 wasn't Die Hardest.
The Die Hardest. Yeah, it's like With a Vengeance. I don't know. Because the other one goes Live Free, Die Hard, and Another Day to Die Hard. Yeah, there should have been like something else that said Die Hard in the third one. You know, Die Hard Together, something like that.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
That could be. Remember there was the rumors that they were going to make like a prequel that was like half prequel, half present day. I was like, why? Why would I ever want that?
Well, I remember when it wasn't just a prequel. Like, was it last year or the year before? There was this big buzz that we were getting like something for Die Hard and Bruce Willis was in it. And it turned out to be a stupid Die Hard battery commercial. Sons of bitches.
I'm amazed it took that long.
God. They had to save up a lot of money to get Bruce Willis on there. And we've spoken about what happened with him recently. And again, I always hope he's doing good. We understand what
seems
the
like
choices
it's still
he
putting
made.
out movies. So
I think a lot of this was filmed really early on too. And it's just now they're getting released. You know, you don't want to just dump every movie out that you do, but hey, he got those checks. No hate for
matters.
And we'll go. So, all right, man, let's rate Die Hard 2. All right, Nate. How many Allions you giving Die Hard 2?
Trying to break your heart here, but
it's Bruce Willis, man.
It is Bruce Willis. It is
Bruce
John McClain.
It is.
I think I'm gonna go 5 out of 10.
Ouch!
I think it is just
what?
Just right there in the middle of the pack of being an okay movie.
You really did want to kill all those people on that plane, didn't you, Nate?
I
Damn
guess
it, man.
So.
5?
I was working for Stewart the whole time.
damn, you turncoated me hard on this one. I never saw it coming. 5?
5, I think so.
Shit.
Even as we're talking about it, I was like, yeah, I feel pretty justified with this. Like, it's not the Die Hard I'd recommend to people. It's the Die Hard I go, yeah, you just watch it after part 1.
Yeah, but I have to watch it after part 1.
I know
Though.
it's a very confusing, algorithm here.
Wow, I'm speechless here.
That just means it's okay.
Because Die Hard is a Tin Alley Young movie.
Oh, yes.
You're saying
definitely
it
not
dropped by half.
Yeah,
in quality and enjoyment.
And then it really went up for 3.
I still say 3 is my second favorite.
Oh yeah, like that's definitely.
But 2 is my third favorite. I still like Timothy Olyphant is great, but it wasn't enough to make it better than 2. You know what I mean? It's wow. I am taken aback here. I was not. I was expecting a somewhat low number, but
like a 4 would be way too low. Like, no, this is not a 4.
You can't. I would definitely say no. You're not allowed to go less than 5. Just to me, I'm reacting as if someone said 0. It's like
because it's Die Hard. No one wants to talk bad about Die Hard.
Die Hard. It's Bruce Willis. It made a shit ton of money.
It has a great title.
It's a great title. There's a huge body count, explosions, gunfire. Damn it, man. I had a number in my head, but damn it, man, I can't let your number stand, so I'm gonna have to bump it. I'm going 8. I'm going 8.
That feels too high for Die Hard 2.
It was gonna be 7.5, but you made me have to give it half a point. Just because of how badly that I feel now.
You're just trying to find balance in the universe.
I have to balance it because I would this would be a 7.5 for me, which is, 3/4. There's enjoyment to it. It is my third favorite Die Hard, so that tells you like Die Hard with a Vengeance is like 9. So if it's like 10, 9, 8, I can justify even doing an 8 because I own it. I watch it, just like you said, I watch it whenever I watch Die Hard. There's still Christmas themes to it. I still watch it in December. I can't go that low. I can't. God, 5. Damn, man. I almost would have rather you said 2 because then we could have just made fun of it.
I couldn't do that.
But I feel 5 is more personal. Damn it.
Yeah. It's personal to you, Rennie Harlan and Jai Courtney. I hope you're happy with yourselves.
You keep blaming Jai Courtney for Die Hard 2.
This is what he does to me.
Jesus. He's not even... He's our age. I think he's my age. He was watching Die Hard 2 when I was as kids.
Yeah, but somewhere out there, he was in his bedroom with lotion going, I'm going to ruin Die Hard one day.
What is lotion? Stop it. No, this is Christmas. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts, damn it. Wow. Ringing in the Christmas spirit with some venom. Wow. 5 for Die Hard 2 and a new feud with Jai Courtney going into 2023. Golly. I don't know,
Big things
man.
are going to happen in 2023.
I guess, man. I guess. All right, Bubba. Well, I almost don't think you deserve to do the trash review.
Oh, no.
Because I kind of feel like
I have found a trash review that is the best trash review I've ever seen.
It better be good because otherwise I'm going to edit it back down and make your rating the trash review. That's what, if I don't like what you say, people aren't going to understand this segment.
Paste me elsewhere. I see how it is.
You forget I can move everything. I can make you love Die Hard 2, you son of a bitch. But here you go.
I'm the trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring. And then I start eating garbage. And then I pick up the trash can and I smash the guy on the head.
Oh, that's going to be a disaster.
All right.
All right. Redeem yourself, boy.
This comes from I'm Seg, who gave this a 3 out of 10 back in 2018 with the title, Die Hard 1 was better. Much, much, much better.
Okay.
Die Hard 1 was better. Much, much, much better. Die Hard 1 was better. Much, much, much better. Die Hard 1 was better. Much, much, much better. Die Hard 1 was better. Much, much, much better. Die Hard 1 was better. Much, much, much better. Die Hard 1 was better. Much, much, much better. Die Hard 1 was better. Much, much, much better. Die Hard 1 was better. Much, much, much better. Die Hard 1 was better. Much, much, much better. Die Hard 1 was better. Much, much, much better. 6 out of 15 people found that helpful.
I bet it totally changed their outlook.
What? It was short. It was to the point. They really made their point across.
I don't know, man. You'll have to wait till I release this to find out if you're the trash review or if I let the Family Guy version of a movie review make it to air. Oh my God. This should have been like one of the great action movies to cover for the action podcast. Damn it. I feel bad. Damn. I shouldn't feel bad after doing an episode. Oh my God.
I know. It's strange. This movie is not quite a lump of coal.
God.
That's 5. We're never doing 5.
I should make you do it.
No, you can't make me watch it again.
I can't make you watch anything.
It's actually going to be one of Pete's pick in February.
I would die. I would die.
I would die laughing if he picks.
I would laugh my ass off. I know it won't be. I guarantee there is no Die Hard in any pick. I'm guaranteeing I won't know most of the people in the movies Pete picks. So if they have subtitles, that's what I'm expecting with Pete's picks of movies. So our episodes are going to be us reacting to the movies. Most of the people probably won't go watch them. That's going to be the thing. They're like, we're just going to hear the pain Charlie and Nate have to go through because Pete giggles every time we bring it up. And I'm terrified for what's going to happen.
With good reason.
All right, man. Well, let's all right, everybody. For being our Christmas episode. God, I feel like we're on the naughty list now, Nate. What did you do? What did you do?
On the naughty list. Like
you are definitely on the naughty list.
I tried really hard this year to be good.
Yeah, but you're on your second feud.
Yeah.
Your second feud, you gave Die Hard
in a
2.
new year. I got to start new feuds.
You gave Die Hard 2 a 5 out of 10.
That means it's okay. It's right in the middle. It's right in the middle, just like that guy that got squished.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for checking us out on our Christmas episode. We hope everyone has a Merry Christmas that's coming up, depending on when you listen to this. As it drops, Christmas is next Sunday. We hope you get everything you wish for.
I hope you like Christmas. I hope you like Hanukkah. I hope you like Kwanzaa.
Whatever it is. Happy holidays, every holiday, no holiday.
I hope you like deviled eggs.
We all love deviled eggs. We all love eggnog. I now have to go return Nate's gift because I got him the ultimate Die Hard 2 collector's edition. So,
is that the one that comes with a real life icicle and eyeball?
Yeah, exactly.
Damn it.
Comes with a little tiny keychain clip with the blue tape around it, so I may just keep it for myself now. But, and please make sure you go check out all of the other shows on the Give Me Back My Podcast Network. Most of them are doing Christmas themed shows as well. You got the Monster Movie Stomp Down, Good Beer, Bad Movie Night, Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling. All excellent shows. You should be listening to them every week or every other week. Please go check out Spoils of Horror. Those guys were just on the show a couple weeks ago doing Class of 1999, which, yeah, it's a far superior movie to
probably
Die
is
Hard
like
2.
the best movie we've ever covered on the entire podcast. I'm really staying by that, even though I didn't give it a 10.
It's the only reason I'm not firing you right now is how much love you had for Class of 99.
It's kind of ruined me, honestly. Like,
is that what happened?
Sick for the last 2 days and like just watching movies nonstop and going, well, I want something that's like Class of 1999. And there is nothing else like Class of 1999.
It is.
I am now forever going to be chasing this dragon.
Yeah, it is incomparable. You're welcome. I've had that one up my sleeve for a little while.
I want the whole podcast to revolve around Class of 1999 now, and I haven't figured it out yet.
We should do
Only
like those
exist.
Those ones that break it down minute by minute, and we break down
just so I can watch it again.
Just so, yeah, you'll have to watch it like every week. And what it is you have to watch the whole movie, but we're only going to talk about like 60 seconds of it.
Oh,
so you get to watch it every week. I don't know. There's a Big Trouble in Little China thing that does something similar where they talk about every minute of Big Trouble in Little China.
I get that. That's like a perfect movie.
You just said Class of 1999 is a perfect movie.
Yeah, it is, but it's different.
But,
I can't describe it.
Yeah, you still get
Class
Die
of
Hard
1999 has Christy. That's what it is.
I think
that's Cody.
Really infatuated with those two.
I am.
There's nothing wrong with that. But anyway, please go check out Spoils of Horror, and all our other great podcasts that we support and follow: 100 Horrors, Bad Movie Cult, Podcasting After Dark. $2 late fee. Everyone, I can't list them all. There's too many to list, but there's great community we've built here. We are zooming to our second year of doing this podcast, Nate. We're almost to our second year anniversary. That's end of January.
Mind blowing. And all I do is want more movies to cover.
Yeah. We'll probably have our checklist filled up pretty quick before the end of the year next year. So, all right, brother. Well, God, I feel like we should have done more for Die Hard 2. Damn it.
We should have done like another snow movie like Cliffhanger.
Well, we can't really do Die Hard 3 next Christmas. Or can
No, I think that's a 4th of July movie.
It is kind of a 4th of July
Or
movie.
Memorial Day, something like that.
Maybe we'll do Cliffhanger when it gets cold.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that. All right.
Well,
all right, man.
You got any final words for us?
Just like Iwo Jima.
Hey, Charlie.
What?
Hey, Charlie. You know how we don't say the F word on the show?
I do know how we don't say the F word on the show.
But check this out. Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Nate, you gave Die Hard 2 a 5. What the? I know we just finished recording. I can't do this. I can't put this episode out without some kind of fix. Our Christmas episode cannot be Die Hard 2 getting a 5. I'm gonna have to do something. It's gonna be pretty drastic. It has to be done though. Sorry, Nate. You did this to yourself.